Great morning, great morning, great morning, great morning. It's time to take what very well. Hey, great morning, good people. Hey. How is everyone doing? I hope you all are doing well. I ain't got water in sight. We just gonna wing this one. All right, y'all pray for me. Okay, do me a favor and click the subscribe button. Go ahead and like this video. Okay, go ahead, subscribe and like this video if you want to date but very well. My name is Sierra J. Exantis, and I teach women how to date well so they can marry well. I am coming to you today wanting to talk to you about a topic because, as we know, toxicity in relationships, unfortunately, has become so normalized that even people who are want healthy relationships, a lot of times they don't realize that they are the toxic one, okay, or that they are bringing a certain level of toxicity, which is preventing them from being able to access the kind of relationships that they say they want and desire. So, with this being said, I want to come to you today, okay, and talk to you about 3 ways to identify if toxicity is normal for you. Okay, this is not an all inclusive list, but these are 3 signs that, honey, toxicity might just be your norm. Okay, and if it is, then you have to do something about it. Doesn't mean it has to stay your norm, but you have to do something about it. The first thing I want to talk to you all about, okay, where toxicity might just be your norm. If you consistently find yourself in relationships with the same person where you break up, you make up, 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 and you and that person, you're not good for each other, okay? You know that. But it's like you'll break up, you be like, you know what, I'm cutting off all ties with that person. They'll come back with some sob story, they change and all that. And you accept them back every time. And you'll even try to justify it by saying things like, well, that's just my little, my little cut buddy or whatever, however you want to call it. Excuse me. But you will call it everything except for what it is. And it's a toxic relationship. Okay. That is one sign. The breakup, makeup pattern. Sometimes it goes on for months, for years, even with a woman and a particular individual. And this same woman will say, hey, I really want a healthy relationship. I want something real. I want something powerful, something sustainable, something, that is healthy. But when you continue to carry on in relationships where you're in and out, in and out, in and out, and pretty much you are almost like a chameleon when it comes to that individual. Whatever they're on, you're on. If they're on some, F you, I don't deal with you no more ish, you like, all right, well, I'm on that too. I can show them better than I can tell them. But as soon as they come back, you're like, oh, all posting, now you're in a relationship. And that's very toxic. It's like you're on this roller coaster ride that will never allow you to put yourself in a healthy place where you can get clarity and attract healthy relationships. Okay? Because you're on somebody else's wavelength. You don't have one established of your own. So that is a sign. The breakup makeup pattern, that's toxic. And if that is what you're on consistently, that is a sign that you are toxic. Because guess what? The longer you are with a toxic person, the more their toxic traits start to rub off on you. That's why it pays to identify those qualities early so you can cut them off and move on and make way for where you're headed. Okay? So that's the first sign. The second sign is this: whenever someone tries to come into your life, treat you well, you're skeptical. You're skeptical of the positive treatment. You're skeptical when they are not dogging you out, mishandling you, mistreating you, even so much to the point where you sabotage it. And it's almost like you're uncomfortable with the healthy relationship. You say things just like, oh, I'm just not attracted to him, or he's lame, or he just doesn't excite me, and I don't know what it is, but he's just not my type. And really, what you're saying is my type is toxic. That's what I'm used to. That's what I have come to experience. That's what I've come to know and come to accept in my life. So, yes, on one hand, I'm saying I want a healthy relationship, but on the other hand, something toxic is just, I crave that. And that is very unhealthy. And as long as you have that aura of toxicity about yourself where you can't even be receptive to a healthy relationship, a relationship that wants to nurture a partnership, that wants to nurture um, healthy values, standards, morals, the things that you say you want. You sabotage it because you always say, that's not your type. When in fact, it's not that that's not your type. Well, I could say that it's not your type. I'd be more accurate in saying that's just not what you're used to, and you don't know how to respond to a healthy, loving relationship or someone who wants that. The third thing is this: you're very, very leery or skeptical when you see others that have healthy relationships. You might say things like, "Yeah, they say that they say they ain't what they supposed to be." You know what I mean? I hear people saying that when they see other couples posting, their happiness consistently on Facebook or on Instagram. And yeah, there are some people out there posing and faking healthy relationships, but there are some people out there who genuinely have a good, solid, healthy relationship that they value. They have a person that they honor, that they love, that they cherish, and that person reciprocates those same sentiments towards them: honor, value, cherish. But because it's not normal for you, you don't necessarily believe that it's possible. And I want to come to you to talk to you about ways that you can start to reframe your mind and reshape the way that you think relationships, the way you do relationships. Because if you don't get out of that cycle, you will continuously be a ball of toxicity in your mind, in your spirit, in your body, and you will attract that. And that healthy relationship that you say you want, it will be something that is almost unreachable for you because you would never allow yourself to be able to access it, because everything starts in the mind. I want to invite you, if you have not yet gotten your copy of my Date Well, Marry Well journal. Let me see if I have a copy of it. Hold on one second. Let me grab a copy. Let me grab a copy. I usually have a copy on me as I'm doing my videos, but let me go ahead and here's the copy right here. Date Well, Marry Well. Okay. The Little Black Book for the Single Marriage-Minded Woman. If you have not gotten a copy of this book is really designed to help you to navigate the steps toward accessing a healthy relationship. Anything you want to do in life, whether it's get a degree, get a job, whatever, there's steps, there's a process to reach that goal. And having a healthy relationship leading to a healthy marriage is no different. There's questions you ask. There's ways of thinking. There's times when you have to set boundaries, times when you have to cut certain things off, times when you have to do research. You know what I mean? But a lot of times people do not have that strategy or those steps to do that, so they don't know So in this book, I have created a pretty comprehensive set of strategies and steps and just a real method that you can use while you're dating so that you can vet properly, so that you can get an understanding of what your standards are and what they truly mean. Because sometimes people have standards and they don't understand what they mean. They just have because somebody said they should, and they don't, and then they recant on it, they go back on it. So this book is almost like having, a best friend or somebody in your corner helping guide you every step of the way as you reflect on your experiences and make good, sound decisions towards your next steps in relationships. Okay, because when I tell you you have to date well to marry well, that's just not a saying, that's just not a slogan, but literally that is a way of life. When it comes to dating, it's a lifestyle. Women, a lot of times you'll see a woman who may, for whatever reason, is no longer married, whether it's divorce or she lost her husband or whatever. And then soon, not, I won't say soon after, but maybe years later down the line or whatever, eventually you'll see that she's married again, happy again, thriving again. And that's because this woman, there's something in her mentally that allows her to process, what is healthy, what is not, how to get to the altar with the healthy man, healthy minded man. Some women, they have that gifting, some women they don't, but that doesn't mean that they can't get it. Okay, because I believe that if it's something out there that you want and you want it bad enough, you will do what it takes to learn how to get it. Okay. Also, be sure to check out my website, www.datewellmarrywell.com, or you can feel free to schedule a session if you want something more tailored to your specific situation, sis. You can go to bit.ly/get clear with Sierra. Okay, so this has been Sierra Exantis teaching you how to date but marry well. Bye.